Hey friends, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. Today I have my friend Ashley from Uncommon Roots Homestead. Her and her beautiful family are here from Tennessee. They're spending the weekend with us and we are so excited. A while ago, you and I did a Zoom video.
Like a year ago.
Yeah. So
I think it was last September.
Yeah, and it was just like a conversation, honestly, that we just kind of let you guys in on. I'll find that video and put it in the description below and all of Ashley's stuff. But she has become such a dear friend of mine. It is so funny how it started because one of her coworkers reached out to me to do a workshop for her company. And then I ended up like talking to you and I did the workshop and we just like became kind of fast friends.
Yeah, we just kind of like hit it off.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common.
We do. And so her and her husband and their kids are here this weekend to hang out with us. We're so excited. We're going to tour the farm in a minute, but I just can really get behind what they're doing. And you guys know anytime someone is really dear to me, I like to share them with you so you guys can support them in what they're doing. And I just can really get behind what Ashley and her husband are doing and the way they're doing it. And it's also such a separate side of it. So Ashley works in the corporate world and she has plans to continue to work in the corporate world while running a homestead. And so I know that this is what I do for my job. I, create content for you guys. I take care of the farm. Nathan has a full-time job. Of course, he helps as much as he can. But my dream was always to just do this full-time, whatever way that looked like. Ashley's dream is different. She enjoys working in that corporate setting and still having a homestead. And I know that that is going to appeal to a lot of you guys. I know that a lot of y'all are in the similar classroom that she's in. And I feel like she has a lot of really valuable information and really explains the pros that you can do both. There is a space for both of us at the table. And Ashley and I are actually gonna be launching some stuff soon. We're gonna kind of dive into that more and I'm really excited, but I want you guys to get to know her. So I'm going to link all of her stuff down, but I also just want her to kind of tell you guys what her and her husband's vision is.
Yeah, so thank you, first of all. We're super excited to be here. Like Jill said, she and I met and kind of realized pretty quickly that, hey, we're running after the same goal and it's cool that it looks different. And so for us, like Jill said, I work full-time in corporate America and I love what I do, but and Kevin, like we have just such a strong feeling that shouldn't disconnect us from the earth and from what, so much of the community is trying to do here. And so what we wanted to do is just, share our story, share how we're homesteading, share how we're, building this foundation of food sustainability for our family. And we're working full time. And there's room at the table for everyone, no matter what your story looks like. And I think what's so cool is that, whether you're at the very beginning of your journey and you're just starting to garden or you're just starting to dabble in animal husbandry or whatever, there's a place for you here. And so that's what we feel really passionate about. We're sharing our journey. We're starting up. We're not raised in this. Neither of us come from anything that remotely resembles a farm. Often we don't know what we're doing. We do a lot of Googling, a lot of reaching out to great friends like Jill and Nathan who are a couple steps ahead of us in a lot of cases. And we don't do anything halfway. We've got a lot going on. We've got 36 chickens, 2 cows. Our cow just had a baby.
Which is, I'm learning from her in that aspect. I'm like, okay, let's talk about dairy. Let's talk about our options.
So much to talk about. But yeah, so we're sharing how we're kind of launching into this and how we're balancing these worlds that I think, historically we're balanced. That's how everyone used to live. And I think most recently have become really separated and there's this really unhealthy tension. And so we're navigating that and hopefully helping others do the same.
Yep. So you guys can obviously tell why we are friends. It's just so cool because we do come from such different sides of the spectrum, but our hearts are the same, and that is community, that is sustainability, and that's something that I tell you guys all the time. It's not a competition between us. It is a community. It's merging our worlds. It's figuring out whether you're, sustainable, and this is your job, or whether you're as sustainable as you can be while navigating having a full-time job. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other.
No.
We're all doing this together. We're all in this together. We're learning from each other. We're growing from each other. We're building community together. I can get behind that. Ashley can get behind that. It makes me so excited. Her coming here this weekend, I was so pumped up. Obviously, I love hanging out with all types of people. But when you find that person that clicks and you can have those good conversations with, and it's like, oh, you get it. Like, we are reaching for the same goals.
And challenging each other. We don't always agree.
Yes, which is really good, because I have one thing and then she's like, okay, well, let's look at it this way. And so it's just this really good balance. And I actually enjoy hanging out with people who have differing opinions from me, because maybe it was a side of the table that I'd never been taught, I didn't know about, and that's what I really value about our friendship, is you bring a different side because you grew up differently than how I grew up. And a lot of times I think the way I think just because of how I was raised. No one ever challenged me to think differently. And sometimes it's harder to unlearn what you've already learned, but in a lot of cases it's super beneficial to do that.
Yeah, it makes us better.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for what we've got cooking up. It's always something new around here.
Right.
But I am really excited, and I'm excited when we kind of have a few more things nailed down to talk to you about. But Nathan is inside cooking because that's what Nathan likes to do. We offered to help.
Good.
Yeah, we offered to help. He kicked me out the kitchen, so that's fine. But I did show her the garden earlier. We're gonna collect some eggs, and I thought I'd just take you guys along with our little farm walk this evening.
Let's do it.
All right. So I have actually showed Ashley some of the garden already, but she wanted to see the tunnel that Sean built for me. So we're gonna go in there. It is a hot mess, y'all, but that's kind of my life. So let's go take a look. Because are you guys thinking about getting a tunnel in the future, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the value of being able to extend a season is like super appealing. So I actually want to talk to you about it and see.
Absolutely. My Greenstalk is kind of dying. It's because it's so over here that I forget to water it often. Look at my spinach. It's a little crazy.
But you have so much stuff in here.
I do, and it's been in here for a long time.
It looks great.
Yeah.
What is this?
That is just a red leaf romaine.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. That like because it was in here, it separated out a lot.
And then the nasturtiums are new. It's probably 100 degrees in here. What is the temperature?
It's warm. 100.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh my gosh. It is toasty.
Really hot.
So we have the back vent that is fully open, but that whole back panel actually comes off the back of the greenhouse to allow more airflow. But since we kind of changed our plans, we are moving this tunnel with us. It didn't make sense to plant stuff in here. I would probably damage it all, wouldn't even get to harvest a ton. So we decided we just weren't gonna plant in it.
So you're leaving this for the next owners?
No, we are taking
You're taking this?
Yes.
Okay.
So Jessica has her wonderful glass greenhouse that you guys know I have just treasured and treasured. However, that is still not big enough to start all the seeds for that farm and to continue to do the plant sale I do every year at Bell Urban Farm. So we will still have this high tunnel to start seeds in. I will be starting seeds in there, don't worry. It will get used. It'll probably get used as an office a lot too, just a space to go and create, because I think it's magical. And then potentially I may even need another one of these. So what questions do you have about kind of growing in a tunnel like this?
Yeah, so I mean, we've never grown in any kind of enclosed environments. We've never grown in a greenhouse or high tunnel, or I mean, I've never even put row covers on what I've planted. So there's a lot there.
Yeah.
So like, what does that mean for soil health? Like, how do you keep your soil healthy if you're growing in this kind of environment?
So that is a great question. So for starting seeds, everything's pretty much the same. You're just like, you have heat, you have the light. So when it was, you know, in the negative degrees here, we had snow piled up. That was just insulated. I mean, it was
just
still
crazy. It
was so hot in here, and I mean, it was snowing outside. It was crazy.
That's a good high tunnel.
Right. And so my friend Lauren has a tunnel like this. Your plants, because it is so hot in here and it is such a controlled environment away from like pest disease and things like that, they grow so much quicker.
Okay.
And so when you have those big tunnels where the sides roll up, you can even put an insect netting along the sides to allow airflow to come in and things like that, but you're not dealing with the pests near as bad.
Right.
And because it is so hot, I mean, just walking in here, I'm like a pile of sweat.
I'm sweating too.
Yeah, which isn't, you know, unusual for me, but things grow so much faster. Soil health still the same. You know, we would come in and add compost to this and build
irrigation,
beds.
I would assume, right? Is really important.
Yeah. And so for a tunnel this small, you could do drip if you had like a frost-free hydrant to hook up to. If not, you could hand water. That is a lavender.
Oh yeah, it smells good.
I know, anytime I question, I just rub my fingers on it and take a whiff. Look at this tri-colored sage over here though. So this is thyme.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
And then this is,
oh, that's beautiful.
I know Jess has so much of this in her cottage garden that I am just so looking forward to. We need to use this in dinner more. Get that.
Yeah, looks great. This peppermint smells delicious.
Ooh, I forgot I had peppermint down there.
And it roots so easily.
Yeah, and mine, I'm surprised. I have really crummy soil in here, so I think that that's why mine's not doing as well. So Ashley was super impressed with the blueberries.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those things, she, you know, follows us. We've been friends. I Marco Polo her every day, so she sees what our place looks like. But when she came here, she's like, pictures and videos did not do this justice.
Well, you've talked about them,
Yeah.
and she's always like, oh, I can go out with a 5-gallon bucket. And I mean, blueberries, I just expect like a row of shrubs.
Yeah.
This is like 10 feet tall.
Yeah. This plant, I mean, it's at least 25 years old. I mean, and people ask me what variety is it. I have no idea.
It's loaded.
It is loaded.
Loaded with
And I
fruit.
told her too, it's kind of a benefit because we can't reach the top of the bush, so the birds eat that, but they leave everything alone on the lower part. So we do not ever have any sort of competition with birds. We've never had to put any type of netting. We have put coffee grounds around it one time.
And you probably didn't even need to.
No, we've not had to do anything. Look how loaded they are though. So usually we have blueberries around middle of June. I want to say it was later last year, but they weren't this full either. Look at that huge cluster. I mean, there's just clusters and clusters.
Healthy. Like, are blueberries just hardy, you think?
I don't know. I mean, we've just had no issues, and I don't know if it's because these were just so established, but we have seriously had absolutely no issue with these. I showed you guys this in the garden tour yesterday, but it's opened up a bit more today. This is the giant purple zinnia. Look how pretty it is. So Ashley mentioned on their homestead they have chickens. They have a Dexter cow, which I'm really just excited.
And a calf.
And a calf. Like, I'm so excited to pick her brain about that. What other animals do you have?
We have a livestock guardian dog. And that's it right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like 30 chickens.
That's a lot. She's getting so many eggs. It's insane. That's amazing.
Very nice.
So we have all these rabbits. You see behind us is the rabbit tractor. And so we have Coco's first litter that are at the age where we could harvest them. But we did have some friends who are wanting to kind of expand on their homesteads, and we thought, well, we'd rather do that. Ashley being one of those.
Yeah.
And so they may go home with some of our babies. We did actually just breed Chocolate to Coco. That'll be to Taco. So that'll be the first time Taco has been bred. He is the one that you guys say look like Batman. He has the Batman symbol on there. I don't know. I've never seen Batman. So when they told me, I had no idea what I was supposed to look for. So you'll have to be the judge and tell me that. But we bred Taco to Chocolate, and this will be her first litter, I believe. And so those aren't ready. But these little guys back here, are they not so precious?
They're so cute.
And
I mean, so I didn't think we were gonna I didn't really think we were gonna want rabbits. Like, that wasn't like on our list of homestead animals that we want to get into. It wasn't on the list. But then I started learning about how their poop is cold.
Yeah.
So you can put it straight on the garden.
Yep.
That's huge, right? Like, that's a great natural organic fertilizer, and it's free because
Look at all
everybody
that
poops. Everybody poops.
I mean, we got that in stock, y'all.
And I mean, they're so cute. And our kids. We have two kids, so.
Yeah, so for sure. I know some people have very strong feelings that they do not appreciate rabbits. Y'all know Nathan, he just has such a heart for these rabbits. Like, he loves doing all things with them. I have a heart for the garden. He has a heart for the rabbits. There's a place for it all. And so we're just gonna always have rabbits. But now that we have the rabbit tractor, we're moving them on fresh grass daily. So right now there's wooden slates because rabbits are natural diggers, but we have been told that if you move them to fresh grass every day, they actually don't feel the need to dig.
They look so happy.
Right, and they're so happy. And so we actually have a spot on either side of the slate, the wooden slate, that is just bare grass, just to kind of test it and see. They've been out here being moved daily for a week and no digging, so I think we're going to take it out just for the entire bottom is wood, and they just have all of that grass, and then we can just continually move them around. Yeah. This whole litter we are keeping. Either we are keeping for breeders, we have another, like my sister-in-law is gonna get one, we have another friend who wants them, so these I feel like I can get attached to.
They're like safe.
Right, like we hold them, June comes out here and like is trying to get in there with them, and so I think that's always nice too, is we let our kids get attached to the breeders and make kind of pets out of them. And if you're just using them for their fertilizer, that is a great reason to have a rabbit. You can only have
they're pretty low maintenance, right?
They're so low maintenance. You can just have a couple of them. Their poop is literally like gold. I talk about this all the time. I've made rabbit compost tea. That's what's in the bucket right there.
Okay, I need to know how to do that.
Super easy. You can fertilize everything, but it is, like Ashley mentioned, a dry manure. You can put it directly on your garden, and it's just beneficial. So you can't beat that.
Look how cute these little babies are. They are just so happy. So the silver ones we're keeping. Look at them though. So that's the wooden slate that I was talking about, which is kind of hard when you're dragging it on the grass. Look at them though.
Oh, great.
I know. Anytime I'm missing June, like she's came outside, this is where she is.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like how awesome that you're just adding all this nutrients right back to the
soil.
soil.
Yeah.
So if you just lift it and pull.
Lift and pull. Let me move this. You'll like get up behind it. Whoops. Come on. Are you hopping? Oh, it's fine. So look at all that grass it has now.
Yeah, gosh.
That wasn't that bad of a workout.
No.
Did you think it was?
I mean, it moves pretty easy.
I know. I moved it by myself the other day.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I think I was just nervous because the bunnies were like all right there and you're like, wait, get out of the way.
Yeah. So that was also the idea with keeping the wooden slate in there, is that they would jump on that and their feet wouldn't get caught. Obviously, if we had all that removed, it would be way easier. So that is something else that we're thinking about. I showed Ashley what they've done to the grass in just a couple days is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
And all that great manure.
So you guys remember that was our plan, where we were using the chickens to prep this area. Well, now that we have rabbits, which is exactly what we will do at Jess and Maya's, we will take these rabbits and graze them where we want to put in ground, or maybe potentially do like a tunnel and grow in ground. And so,
or even like bring the soil back to life in places where there maybe was like a structure or something.
Yep. So that is our plan for these. So like right now, that is our main focus. These are meat rabbits. You guys know that is what we use them for, but we are probably going to be taking a season off of that and just strictly using them to build up the soil and prepare the ground. So
put them to work.
Put them to work. Pretty convenient. All right, guys, we are getting summoned for dinner, which is really good. Nathan's making pork chops, mashed potatoes, and mixed veggies. You guys know I found me a man that can cook. And I am all for it. I grow the food, he cooks the food. It's a nice little arrangement.
And we get to eat the food.
Yes, so it's a win-win for all of us. He actually really does enjoy cooking. We all offered to help him. He was like, no, it's my space. You ready? Okay, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I'm so glad I got to introduce my friend Ashley. Like I said, I'll leave all her stuff down below. Y'all go check her out because she really is doing so much. And what I love is that she is really catering to the beginner. She is really explaining how to do things that a beginner would ask and want to know and need to know.
And showing you that not everybody knows what to do from the beginning.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of mistakes and we'll tell you all about them.
Yeah, and I love that. You guys know, I emphasize on showing you the good and the bad because I don't just want to show you the highlight reels. I want to show you the real life. I want to encourage you to get through the hard days. That's something that we are going to be dabbling into more. We cannot wait. So you guys go check her out, but thanks for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.